Hi, I want to talk about an article that relates to our project. The name is Toward Collaboration Sensing, and the researchers are Bertrand Schneider and Roy P. and published on 2014. I used the same method to critically review the article by seeking answers to the following questions. Why did researchers work on the study? What were their goals and offerings? How did they test their solution? What were the major outcomes? And ultimately, how this study relates to our project. Developments in sensors and computation technology let us collect more and more data. Consequently, massive data sets are becoming available for research, and education is also benefiting with these data sets. For example, by utilizing sensors which are getting cheaper, therefore available for common use, a researcher can collect data that likely provide insights about students' behavior during a learning session. These learning sessions can be remote or in class, and datasets can include eye movements, utterances, mouse clicks, or their combinations. However, such datasets require deeper analysis techniques. Therefore, the main problem is that we need ways to analyze these datasets, which likely lead to better understanding how collaboration works on these learning settings. The objective of Schneider was in threefold. First was to provide an alternative approach for exploring eye tracking datasets. Uh, they wanted to be able to process large log files containing eye tracking data and visually represent this information, explain collaborative patterns. Second was to compute network measures based on those plots or visualizations. They also ran graph analysis algorithms to detect patterns in datasets and detected patterns in how participants gazed overlapped at the displayed diagram. They also listed metrics to assess students' quality of collaboration and compared their significance. Their goal was to test if quality of collaboration was or could be predicted automatically. And ultimately, the goal was reading the meanings of interaction dynamics by visualizing them. How did they test their solution? The research designed and conducted an human factor experiment involving students on a study environment. And the output of the study was assessed via a rating schema based on task categorization. The outcomes were plotted by using German's cross reoccurrence plot method, and they extended the representation of the data by using a visualization technique, which is widely known as network diagrams. And it's a graph representation of data includes connected nodes on two or three dimensional space. And third, they use the measures and the dataset into machine learning algorithms to process network features to predict quality of collaboration automatically and to understand the relationship between the characteristics of those graphs with the subject's quality of collaboration during a task. Finally, the hypothesis is that based on the previous work, study on visualization likely helped reveal insights about the correlation between gaze traces and interaction quality. But we can do it better by utilizing advanced visual techniques. Moreover, contribution of artificial intelligence may simplify the analysis on our behalf. The experiment part involved pairs of students and the sample size was 42. The students worked in pairs in different rooms, looking at the same diagram on a computer screen, but they can communicate via audio channel. A diagram was presented to participants by using a computer screen, and they were expected to learn a topic like how brain processes visual information. The figure shows an example diagram shown to the participants. The screen was divided into 44 different areas based on the experiment conditions. Their eyes were tracked, and the pairs can see their partner's gaze points during the experiment round. How about the outcomes? As mentioned earlier, the researchers use network diagrams to represent collaborative eye tracking data. The figure shows one graph for each pair of student. Node corresponds to the predefined screen areas, and edges represents saccades between two areas on the screen. Saccade means rapid movement of eye between fixation points. Blue means the participant is looking at the graph, and orange means he or she is looking at some areas on the answer key on the right side. This figure shows a complete set of networks for individuals. It's not clearly seen on the presentation, but if we look at the plots closer, it's possible to see multiple behavioral differences. One can notice that some networks have one big node and some have large edges. Big blue nodes means participants analyze the diagram on the screen thoroughly, and large edged means participants was comparing two diagrams very intensely. So how does this study relate to our project? Since our study focuses on dynamics of visual attention of multiple users in collaborative settings, and our method is to collect data from multiple users in such settings, and we are collecting data in simultaneously, the plotting techniques discussed in German study is likely to be valid for our study. Furthermore, analyzing the data along the lines of Schneider et al. Is also likely to lead more discovery.